If you like to listen to music on cassette, you need to clean and demagnetize your heads. No, not that head. Before I get started, I would like to thank fellow YouTuber James Skippinhopper for his generous contribution of this Technics M7 cassette deck. This is a two-head deck that came out in 1979 that features Dolby B noise reduction, microphone inputs, and a setting for ferrochrome cassettes, also called Type 3. These are hard to find, but it's nice to have a deck that supports this rare formulation. If you have a piece of gear you would like featured on ThriftyAV, let me know so we can arrange for that to happen. If you use a tape deck, it's a given that the heads will get dirty. Type 1 cassettes will shed oxide onto the heads, but even the best tapes can leave residue behind with playback. Dirty heads will cause loss of treble frequencies and a muffled sound. If the head has sticky residue, it can actually cause tapes to jam up in the mechanism, so it's important to keep those heads clean. You can purchase head cleaning cassettes that use either a spool of cleaning tape or replaceable cleaning pads. These will do some good along the tape path, but are not the most effective way to clean your heads. I use these primarily for decks where access to the heads are limited, such as in a car player. But for most home players, the heads are readily accessible, so I prefer to use foam-tipped cleaning swabs soaked in 91% isopropyl alcohol. A cotton swab will also work, but unlike a foam swab, it can leave fibers behind with the cleaning. Many home cassette decks have a door that can be popped off by lifting up on the door when the deck is in the eject position. For two-head decks, I clean the dual-purpose record and playback head along with the erase head and the cap stand. For three-head decks, there are separate record and playback heads to clean. This Nakamichi also has dual cap stands, and both should be cleaned. I avoid cleaning pinch rollers with alcohol as it can dry out the rubber and cause it to crack. Distilled water can be used to clean pinch rollers. Over time, tape heads can retain permanent magnetism through tape recording and playback. This is particularly true on a deck that is used for recording, as use of the erase head can cause magnetism. A magnetized head can not only adversely affect the sound, but can potentially remove magnetic signals from tapes played through the device. A demagnetizer will randomize the polarities of the magnetic particles in the tape head. You can purchase a demagnetizer that is inserted into a deck like a cassette. If you own one of these, follow the directions that came with it. Personally, I prefer a wand-type demagnetizer. The one I purchased has a protective plastic cover on the tip to prevent any scratching of the heads if it happens to come in contact. You can also build a wand-type demagnetizer yourself using items you may already own. There's descriptions on how to do this on YouTube. Just search for them. It's sometimes hard to tell if a demagnetizer is doing anything, as it makes no noise and most do not have any type of indicator light. One way to tell is to hold a magnet near the unit. You will feel both the magnet and the wand vibrate with the alternating current when a demagnetizer is working. The magnetic toy that I used at the beginning of this video can also be used. You can see the metal shavings line up along the magnetic fields, and some start jumping around when the demagnetizer is on. To keep your gear safe, it's a good idea to turn off your deck when using a demagnetizer. Place any pre-recorded cassettes or other magnetic media a good distance away from your workspace, as a demagnetizer can erase them. Plug in the wand a few feet away from your unit and slowly bring it in close to your unit. Move the demagnetizer wand slowly near the tape heads and cap stand. Get it as close as possible without actually touching the heads. Avoid jerky motion, as this can cause magnetism in the tape head. I use the wand demagnetizer for about 5 seconds per tape head and then move it slowly away from the deck, unplugging when I get a few feet away. Finally, I'm going to do something that I do not recommend you do. I'm going to leave a tape deck on and engaged so you can hear what is happening when a demagnetizer is used. For this demonstration, I will not be using the Technics M7, but rather this Sharp RT31 budget deck. You can hear a 60 Hz hum as my demagnetizer approaches the head on the unit. As I move the wand closer to the playhead, the sound gets louder. I'm maxing out the VU meter well before the wand gets to the playhead. I've read online that demagnetized tape heads stay cleaner, and this makes sense as the oxides that rub off of a cassette tape will not be magnetically attracted to the tape head. If you've enjoyed this video or any other in the ThriftyAV series, please like and subscribe, and comment below if you have something to say. ThriftyAV now has a presence on Facebook and Twitter, so you can stay alerted to the latest videos. Also, ThriftyAV has a Patreon account. Any small pledge will help keep ThriftyAV going. Thank you very much for watching.